excited today because today I'm going to be unboxing and installing my Aorus XTREME GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. This is the WATERFORCE, so it is a water-cooled card with a pre-installed CPU water block. And opening up the box, we are greeted with manuals and instructions, everything you need to know about it, a driver disc, which I don't know why they include because nobody has a optical drive anymore, which they put a USB in instead, some thermal paste, and then here is the card itself. First off, it is a lot heavier than I thought it would be. It's an extremely hefty card. There's nothing else. Also, there's a little badge if you really want to put that on your computer. Alright, so here's the card. Always be careful. Always be careful when handling this, of course. So you've got your water-cooled card here. That's unfortunate. There are a lot of small scratches I could see down here already, and there's nothing protecting this card. Like, there's nothing to peel off here. These scratches are going to be stuck here. That's just the first thing I've noticed. That's kind of an unfortunate packaging thing, because this is a $1,500 graphics card. You'd think they could just put a little piece of plastic over the face of it that you could peel off once you get it. Looking around on it, you do get a nice back plate that looks like it's also RGB lit. You've got two plugs in the bottom for your water cooling ports. On the side, you've got your standard RTX plugs. You've got your link, your VR link, display ports, HDMI ports, really everything you need. Everything does have a nice cover on it though, which is good to see. So why would you want to get this card over a normal card? Well, if you do want to water cool it, it is obviously better just to have this pre-installed. Gigabyte's a well-known company. They're not going to sell you a terrible card with a terrible cooler. It's a full cover water block. You can see through it. On the side, you've got thermal pads on your RAM, or your DRAM, and you've also got it on the, obviously you got your thermal paste on there itself. So you do have full cooling of this card. All the really hot components are cooled, which is nice. And then also it comes with the added warranty. Some cards you will void your warranty if you obviously rip it off their standard cooler and put in your own block. But this comes with a 4-year warranty, and by the time this card's 4 years old, if it breaks, it's honestly going to be not worth a whole lot by then anyways. There are a couple of headers down here, but they really aren't accessible due to this card. I wish they would have made this a tiny bit shorter so you could still access these headers on the board itself. You've got your NV link on the top if you want to run these in SLI, which would be an extremely expensive proposition. That'd be about $3,000 in graphics cards alone. So I am going to be using E-case fittings, compression fittings. I'm going to use soft tubing at first. I do actually want to run this in SLI eventually, but I'm just doing one card for now because I really can't afford to be buying 2 of these cards at once. You want to make sure this is tight, obviously, so you don't have any kind of leaks, but you also don't want to have any kind of over-tightening where you will then crack this plexi, which you've then ruined your card pretty much. One last note, there are 2, obviously, 8-pin power connectors up top. It's a bit overkill, even if you are overclocking this. I think it's about, what, 600 watts capable with these 2 connectors, but I guess it's nice to have the overhead. So I'm going to now cut. I'm going to get a Allen wrench to get these off the back so then I can finish putting on these 2 fittings and then throw it in the PC. So I got the graphics card all mounted here. It's all plumbed up the way it should be mounted. Fans are all in, radiators all in, everything's all good. The computer's been running for a couple of days now. All the air is out of the loop. It's very quiet now. One thing I do want to make note of is the length of the card. If you've got a case like this card is extremely long because you've got the length of the card itself and the little bit here that sticks out for plumbing. And I took into account the length of the card and how the motherboard is not actually mounted at the very back here, but it's still, I forgot how to take into note the PCIe slot obviously isn't flush with the motherboard. So I thought I had more clearance than it did, but I'm basically touching this with the glass on the outside. So definitely want to take note of that with a card like this because of how long it is. I mean, it looks alright. Obviously, you can't see most of the card unless you've got it vertically mounted. I don't have space in here. I'm going to also make it SLI anyways, so obviously can't vertical mount that. The little logo looks great, all lit up and everything. Another thing that annoys me about this, though, is that you have to control it through Gigabyte software, which in my opinion is terrible. I wish I could control it through Corsair software. They allowed that sort of thing because everything else in this case is Corsair controlled. This isn't at the moment, but I'm going to replace the LED strip that it came with the Corsair one. So then everything else besides the graphics card and the motherboard are going to be controlled via the Corsair IQ software, which it's nice only having used one software versus more than one. So that's it for the installation video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and then tune back in for a video where I show you how to control all of these Corsair products at once.